Hi, this is Kelly from The Truth in Story, and I'm going to do a quick video here because as soon as I pulled these cards, this is the Madame Endora's Fortune cards, and I did a review of that, walkthrough of that. I'll put a link to. But literally as soon as I pulled them out of the box, see this edging here? These cards are so gorgeously dark and rich, and the backs are this dark, rich color as well, that I just thought this really stood out, and I thought that's what I'm going to use. This is the deck that I'm going to try to do the edges black. Now, my friend Quilfin, who is here on YouTube, has a video on how to do this, which I will link to in the description box below. She did both a black, like I'm going to be doing. She did a antiqued, kind of dirty, aged looks on her deck of the Bastards that was absolutely fantastic. And then she also did, I want to say, like a parchmenty kind of color on, I believe, the Druidcraft Tarot. So, but I've been wanting to do it, but just nothing jumped that I just had to have it. There's actually a couple decks that I wanted to do the black with, depending on how this turns out. I'm kind of probably going to do my Raven's Prophecy because I've trimmed all those down. That's pretty much all black and black also, which I think it will look fantastic. But this is the one I'm going to start with. I have the two cards here that are you know, the artist card and just advertising, so I can just use those to test out. And again, this is not so much a tutorial. For that, definitely go see Quilfin's video. But here I'm going to put a piece of wax paper down because it seemed like a good idea. And so from what I understand, we're going to take and just run. I don't know whether I need to do this more than once or not. I probably should re-watch Quilfin's video. Now, I don't have to worry so much about seepage. By which I mean that sometimes when you do this, you can, if you have light color here, you can see some blacking come on the other side, you know, on the image side. And one of the reasons I thought this would be a good deck to do was because it's all black on both sides. Actually, that seems pretty easy. I think I'm just going to go for it because why not? You know, I don't have to worry about it because you got to make sure you do your corners. Oh, excuse my phone. I wasn't really going to tape this because, truthfully, again, it's not really much of a how-to because you're just taking ink and running it along, and then obviously that needs to dry a little bit. So this that I'm using is the Jim Holtz Distress Ink in Black Soot. You can get these. Quilfin had gotten a little set of mini ones that had a couple different good colors for a variety of, you know, colorations. However, the ones that I had saw, I didn't really run around too much because I knew I wanted the black soot. There are various little sets like that, and the ones that were in the Joanne fabrics that I went to were not colors that I would really be interested in. But you can get a set. Again, just go look on her video because she kind of talks you through all that even better than I'm doing. So I mostly just thought, well, you know, if this turns out pretty, I can at least show you the end product and show you how cool it is. So take a good look, because that's what it looks like now. I'll do a couple more and then I'll turn the video off and come back when they're all done. And I know Quilfin did say, because I was telling her, I was texting her, I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to do it with that deck. And she was like, yeah, that's a wonderful deck for it. And she said, you know, she's used hers, because I know she's using her Lily Lescott, which she did this black color too. And she said she's not had any transfer, you know, or had it going onto her hands. Obviously, I'm doing it right now, but just in terms of once it dries, she hasn't had any issue with it. So that was good to know. And again, this deck I want to say is about $13 or $14. So I figure, well, A, I can't really ruin it. I'm just running ink along the sides. And B, if by some chance I did ruin it, it's not an extremely expensive deck. This is going to be gorgeous, I can just tell. And I am tempted. I'm tempted with the... what am I tempted with? I'm tempted with the Raven's Prophecy, and I'm tempted with the Halloween Oracle, and those are the two other ones that I probably, if you know if this goes well, I will probably do those two, because I think those will be gorgeous with the black edges. And they both have the same thing where, well, now see, the Raven's Prophecy has orange on the bottom. And so that could, I have to be more careful than I'm clearly being as you watch me just kind of rub it all over it and get in the corners good, because this is black on both sides. And then, you know, if it rubs off, you know, you just have to reapply it. It's not a big deal. It's also great for this kind of deck. If there's going to be chipping, you can kind of refresh it after a while. Because I definitely think that this one's going to show that kind of wear and tear for sure, just from what I've seen so far. So I'm guessing that when I come back to this, or when I get them all put together where I can see them, you know, edge to edge, that there'll be probably spots that I need to kind of go over just to make sure. It's kind of hard to see when it's real, you know, you're just looking at one skinny side, except for the corners. They kind of stand out real good if you don't have those. But I'm guessing those will stand out pretty good, you know, when I go to stack them all together, and I'll be able to see right away, okay, I need to take care of that. So that's my guess anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this, because I'm pretty sure that you have no great desire to watch me do this. So this is going to be, you know, this one I think is going to shock, you know, Bart especially. He's going to be like, oh my goodness, this is such a short video. I'm sure I'll figure out a way to make it longer. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and pause this. And I will come back in a little bit and show you what it looks like all stacked together. Okay, it is all done. Look at that. I'll insert, I should have done a video with it partially done, but I did take a picture of it. So I will right here in the magic insert a video so you can see how much of a difference between, because I kind of did it half and half so you can see it. So I'll put that right here. Isn't that pretty amazing? I mean, look at that. That looks stunning. I think this deck is just made to do that too. Oh my goodness. And you can see now this is dried. I'm sure there's a couple little spots I'm going to have to, that's just stuff from the fabric. I did, you know, what I would do is do a few, let them set for a little bit. And then kind of stack them and see where I needed to go back. So I'll probably, it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy. I don't know that I'll have to do that much more of it. And then let the deck just sit and dry. And you can see on my, here's my hand. I mean, it doesn't, once it's dried, like it really doesn't, There's no exchange off of it. And Quilfin, and again, I look for the video in the description box below. She's actually used, you know, her decks for some time, and she said, you know, there really isn't any, it doesn't bleed off on your hands, and it doesn't bleed off on any fabric either. So and again, now I don't know that for all inks or anything, but this is the Jim Holtz Distress ink in Black Soot, and this is the same brand I know that Quilfin used. So I'm not saying all of them are like that, but with this particular brand, you don't get transfer. So I think it looks stunning. I'm so glad that I did it. I'm pretty sure I'll probably do the Halloween Oracle. I'm not so sure about the Raven's Tear. I'm going to hold, because some of those are lighter colored. I'll have to be much more careful, obviously. But look at that. I mean, this deck to me, it just was made for it. It looks so gorgeous. Oh, I mean, I just can't even tell you how glad I am I did that. Let's just see. Look at that. Just look at that. I mean, that's impressive looking. You set that on a table, and I think that is impressive looking. I don't know why. Let's see. There we go. My camera was just... Of course, I'm too close to the light because I actually wanted to be able to see what I was doing. I quite love this. I've been messing around quite a bit with this spread here. Really with a 9 card. I mean, eventually when I put these up to be used, this Hand of Fate really does like to pop up for me quite a bit. This is probably the spread that's 9 card, because you can kind of read it. Lenormand, there's a lot that you can pull from a 9 card. And I think this deck in particularly really works well with a 9 card. So I probably will be using that the most. But anyways, this is not a spread video. This is just a quick look at, I highly suggest it. Again, you know, somebody, I had put a picture up on Instagram, they're like, oh, I'm so nervous to do it. But if you do a deck like this, where the front is black and the back side is black, or the vice versa, both sides are black, you really don't have to worry about it smudging on the other side and seeing that transfer, because they're both black. So this type of deck is an excellent deck to start with. And again, like, it was $13 or $14. Like, if I really didn't love it, the world wouldn't end. If you click over and watch Quilfin's video, she does it on a couple different decks, because she does that weren't all black. Her Ludi Lescott was black. But obviously the Druidcraft had images on the front that were lighter, so you can kind of see that. Well, she didn't do black with that, but the only thing that I'm concerned with the, let me grab it. This one's kind of a no-brainer, because, see, again, we have that same, look at how gorgeous would this be. I'm going to definitely be doing this one, because there's just no reason not to. The front is, again, you've got the black, and the back is black, so it's not going to cause any kind, I don't have to really worry about anything. And truthfully, these are so glossy that I think anything that would have transferred if it wasn't black would probably, if I quickly wiped it, would wipe off. So this one to me just screams to be done. This is the Halloween Tarot, and it's so dark. Like, I think that just needs to be done. It's just so white, and so you can really actually see here, that's pretty much what it looked like before. So you can see that. So this one I will probably for sure be doing, probably for sure, I love that. This one I would really like to do. There are some lighter cards like this. You know, there are a couple that aren't super dark, but not very many of them. Most of them are quite dark, but we do have this orange down here that obviously we can get transfer on if I'm not careful. So this one I'm not going to do right away. I'm going to think about it. But this one doesn't bother me as much. It's a little bit darker. You can even see that. It's not quite so white as this one was and this one is. So I'm not as, this isn't high priority for me. This one, like I said, as soon as I pulled it out of the box, I thought, that's the deck I'm going to do that on, because it's just made for that. It just has that power impact except for those white edges, and so this was made for it. And personally, I think this one as well, that it's just so white compared to the rest of it that it kind of stands out. So I'm probably going to sit down and work on this one later, but I'm going to let this one set and be done with it for the moment. So anyways, this was just a quick video so you could see that, because again, I love it. I think it's gorgeous. I love how it turned out. I love these. I love this deck. It's just all around love here for the Madame Endora's fortune cards with the gorgeous black edges. Have a good night.